There are two kinds of shooters in the world. Modern shooters, where you crouch behind cover, slowly reload, check your tactical minimap. And then there is Starship Troopers, Ultimate Bug War, a game that wakes up every morning and says, what if the strategy was simply more bullets? Because this game is not subtle. It's retro FPS bug massacre simulator, where the United Citizen Federation basically hands you a rifle and says, congratulations soldier, your job is to shoot the entire planet. And honestly, I love it. If you have seen Starship Troopers, you already understand the military doctrine here.
No problem.
Step 1. Find the bugs. Step 2. Shoot the bugs. Step 3. If there are still bugs, shoot more bugs. The game drops you into planets overrun by the bugs and asks you to restore freedom using the most reliable tool humanity has ever invented. Excessive firepower. And sometimes tactical nukes. Because apparently those are also standard infantry equipment now.
Just a little bug barbecue, and I'm already hungry for more.
Would you like to know more? Aurochs Digital clearly woke up one day and said, remember when shooters were fast, chaotic and slightly irresponsible? That's the vibe here. No complicated systems, no 10-page skill trees, just you, a gun, and an unreasonable number of alien insects. And I mean unreasonable. Because sometimes the horizon literally turns into a moving carpet of legs. Which is when your brain stops thinking tactically and just goes, okay, we need to start shooting faster. You get access to a whole arsenal of mobile infantry hardware. Classic weapons from the series, heavy equipment, explosives, basically everything required to turn a bug colony into a geological memory. There are quite a few bits of support tools and weapons to use to wipe out the bugs, which is great because the bugs did not bring a reasonable number of friends. Auroch Knights in this game are relentless. They charge, they swarm, they climb over each other like a living wave of nightmare fuel, and occasionally you look up and realize, oh, that's not the terrain, that's bugs. At that moment the mission objective becomes extremely simple. Do not become bug food. And when you're playing the game, there is one line that must be said at least once every mission. I'm doing my part. Because if you're killing hundreds of bugs per minute, you're absolutely doing your part. The Federation would be proud. Nothing beats bug barbecue smell in the morning.
Looking for you guys.
The game actually follows a story campaign set after the events of the film, where the veteran soldier Samantha Diaz recounts the first bug war while fighting across multiple worlds, which means you're not just fighting bugs on one planet, you're fighting them everywhere. New colonies, destroyed outposts, entire worlds that used to be human settlements, but are now basically bug real estate. Would you like to know more? And then the game does something wild. At some point, you can actually play as bugs themselves. Yes! You get to become a giant bug monster called the Assassin Bug, with multiple forms and abilities designed to absolutely terrorize the human troops. So one moment you're the soldier yelling about democracy, next moment you're a giant alien creature charging through buildings like, you know what? Maybe the bugs have a point. What amazed me about Starship Troopers as a universe is the confidence. Humanity looks at the planet-seized bug colonies and decide the correct strategy is send infantry. No orbital sterilization. No cautious diplomacy. Just soldiers with rifles yelling patriotic propaganda while sprinting toward giant insects. Which is honestly the most human strategy imaginable. The best part of this game is the moment where everything goes wrong. You're holding the line, turrets firing, bugs exploding. Everything looks heroic. Then suddenly a giant bug appears out of nowhere and the entire squad starts screaming. Grenades flying, ammo running out, someone yelling for backup, someone else accidentally blowing up the team with a rocket. At that point, the battle stops looking like a military operation and starts looking like a very loud panic attack. And that's what makes Ultimate Bug War so satisfying. It's unapologetically old school, fast movement, huge enemy waves, big guns, explosions everywhere. It's basically a love letter to the era of the shooters, where the gameplay loop was enemies appear, you shoot them. Enemies appear again, you shoot them harder. And honestly, that formula still works. At the end of the day, Starship Troopers Ultimate Bug War perfectly captures the spirit of the franchise. Ridiculous, over the top, and completely committed to the idea that the solution to the alien invasion is absurd levels of gunfire. It's loud, it's chaotic, and sometimes it feels like you're inside the movie itself. Expect instead of trained soldier, it's you, running backwards, screaming while firing a machine gun at filthy insects. If you enjoy shooters where enemies appear in ridiculous numbers, the solution to every problem is more ammunition, and yelling movie quotes is part of the gameplay, then Starship Troopers Ultimate Bug War might be exactly your kind of game. Just remember, the bugs are infinite, ammo is limited, and the freedom is watching. So load your rifle, hold the line, and remember the most important rule of the mobile infantry. Service guarantees citizenship.